again, Cage. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know I'm starting. You know. Hello, Cage. Welcome in. I hope your stream was good. Hi, Pandagiri. Hello, everybody. I like those rainbow gummy bears. Oh, those so fun. Hello, and thank you so much. For a second, I read that as Tism, and I'm like, what? Why are we bringing that in here? Hi, Essie. Hello, Taken. Hello, Josh. Forgot to copy the raid message. Aww. Oh, Tay. Well, hi, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and... Hi. It is time for some reading. We're back to Scars, W.P. Kinsella. Oh, yeah, it usually says that for a minute, Hasib. It just takes a minute. You're gonna have to ask a question before it can be answered, Lahonk. You little shit, stop doing that. Ah, Devon! A nat 20! Considering I entered when I rolled the dice at the end of the last stream, I got a nat 1. I was waiting for somebody else to get the 20. But hello! Hi! Welcome in. Hey, Rays! Stinky. The fact that it has to be broken up into 2 emotes kind of makes me sad. The Stinky. But it does make it more visible. So that's good. But okay. Alright, everybody settling in. Oh, okay. It was illegible when put in 1. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Dinos to dances. Alright, so I have the next stories. Now, we did end on a big bummer last time. I'm hoping that WP picks back up and keeps up his usual good quality, because this is just like last time made me sad, man. It didn't made me disappointed, but normally I love WP Kinsella. We love him, and we especially love whenever we get some chaos from Frank Fence Post. Hell yeah. But we'll see where we go with this one. It also wasn't on the other. We put it in the middle of the raid message to say, unlock the stinky cage. Do you condone that, Cage? You say, me, stinky? I think that meant, like, the cage is stinky, not you. Who is called Cage, but no, the physical cage, probably. Yeah, the cage itself is stinky. There you go. There you go. Okay. Well, I'm sure that will apply, that weird little stinky. Yes. So we'll read the next stories. I have a feeling we're gonna finish this book by the end of tomorrow's stream, but we'll see how many stories we have left in here. Unlike the other ones, this one didn't have a table of contents so that we could see how far in we were. But SpongeBob foghorn noise? Why? What? For what? Answer the question. Hey, Lahonk, one more gaslight, and it's emotes only, because I know that you specifically don't like that. Don't do this. I don't want any more gaslighting, little dude. I made you a song last stream. I made a song about you, and you're gonna give me this? I don't like it. I don't like it. Stinky equals SpongeBob. Oh, okay. You're so angry, but you got it. This is your own problem. The question is answer the question. Then the answer is no? Like, I don't know what to do for you, Lahonk. You little shit. Hello, Castellucci. Welcome. Oh, I forgot to update my next follower goal because we got to 1K, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Now that I see another one, I'm like, hey. But welcome. And if that's not how you say your name, Castellucci, I don't know. Please let me know. But welcome in. Let's drop some dances. Lahonk got a few dances. I'll grab something. I'll do something. Yeah, I'll do the party parrot. I did the little party parrot. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. But I forgot to update my goal because, yeah, we've got a new goal here. I think I want to go with. I never grow this fast, but I will go based on its suggestion of 1,100. Can you freaking believe it, guys? I'm at 1K! Your emotes are sincerely the cutest vlogs ever. Thank you, Pandagiri. I got by Castell or... Whoop, it moved. Castellucci. Whoop. Honestly, whatever works. Well, alrighty. But I like to say, whenever I welcome in a new follower, I make sure to do the full name for the first time, and then now we do little dances as an addition for our newbies. So I'm glad that you guys did the dances. But okay, oh, thank you for that. I refunded your points there. We can't do a jumping frog. We're not origami right now. Hey, Cage, I know you just rated in. Do you mind helping me with the turning the origamis off? Cause I gotta prep. I gotta get to the reading. I got the now reading I gotta put up. And the next story is an interesting one. Okay, no rush, but yes, okay. It's an interesting title. I'm excited to see how this goes. The next story, the first story of our stream, is called Goose Moon. We'll see how this goes. Are you listening, Lahonk? It's about you, mayhaps. We need Frau Doro. This has been a request. It's just that we have run out of emotes, so there isn't really moves. Moves? Room? Moves? I don't know. I don't know what I said. It's because I saw a goose, but I don't know. I'm not singing the song now. We just made it. I'm not going to sing it every time. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to lay that down because I know you, and you would have me do it all the time, just like Cack. We will sing the Lahonk song when it is relevant. Sing the song. Castellucci. You don't even know this song. You don't even know. It's a silly little song. It's a clip now, and it's on my YouTube. It's a short on my YouTube page now too. So, well, okay. Goose Moon. We're reading a story now. How about that? Deal with it. Okay. All right. And because Hector Tree don't speak only a word or two of English, Corporal Greer of the RCMP, oh boy, these guys, you can't, picked me out to be Hector's translator when they questioned him at the RCMP office. And then, most a year later, at the trial for murder in the big new courthouse in Edmonton. Ooh, okay, so Silas, our narrator, has been roped into a murder trial as a translator. Call me neglectful, but I forgot we even had a ducky. There's so many duckies made. It's probably one of the most common ones. Edmonton. Yes, okay, so we're reading our stories from a book by W.P. Kinsella from 1978, this book. And it's a fictional collection of short stories, but it's based on this little fictional reserve that he's made with our main character Silas as our storyteller, our narrator. And then we have best friend Frank Fencepost. They've got their girlfriends, Sadie One Wound and Connie Big Charles is the new the new girlfriend for Frank there. We've got Mad Etta, Medicine Man, Medicine Lady. We've got a bunch of different friends, but they're based in Hobama Reserve is what they say in Alberta, not far from Saskatchewan, not far from other Alberta stuffs. So that's where they supposedly are in this fictional world. And yeah, I guess Silas got pulled in, and he speaks Cree. So this guy, I'm assuming if he's translating, is speaking Cree. Oh, you're in Alberta? Tell us if you know any of these little towns, okay? Hi, Goldie. Hi, Scooby. This is gonna be fun. But yeah, and it's gonna be a fair deal of, you know, like 1978 stuff going on, as well as you're in Alberta. Throw yourself back if you weren't around there, but if you were, maybe you can remember how things might have been for indigenous people on the reservations. Sometimes this is the way they are, and so there's going to be a bit of a pidgin English kind of deal with it, just because that's their syntax at the time, and mixing in with Cree and such. So it's fine. This is what we're reading. All right, so yeah, we've got Silas pulled into the murder trial. It was winter sometime before Christmas, they say, when Hector Tree killed Joe Napoose. Ain't many trappers around anymore, but that's what Joe and Hector was. They live what must be close to 20 mile back in the bush. To get there, you go until the dirt road ends, then walk for maybe half a mile on a winding path that white people would call an Indian trail. Hi, DJ. Joe Napoose got him a wife called Betty and 4 or 5 kids. Hector been trappin' friends with Joe for 10 year or more. He don't live in with Joe, but in a hut about 50 yards from Joe's cabin. They is what we call bush Indians, 'cause they only come to town twice a year. Once to sell their furs and another time to buy food and stuff for the winter. Joe and Betty don't send their kids to school, and they live so far from town that nobody want to bother to check them up. What are we supposed to do? Hector Tree say to me as we sit in a room at the RCMP office. In Cree, assumedly, but you know. The room got a table and a few of them yellow stacking chairs. One old glass ashtray be the only thing on the table. The RCMP guys will ask you a question in English, and I'll make the question into Cree for you. You answer in Cree, and I'll make it into English for the RCMP. Sound okay to me, Hector say. You figure they gonna keep me here for long? I don't know much about what you done. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I'm like, I thought he was answering him. He's just sidestepping him. I don't know much about what you done. Why did you bring the body out? Why didn't you just bury him? If you just said he died in the winter, nobody would ever come around to check you up on it. It's true. Nobody goes out there. Hector look at his hands on the table. The table be dark brown, but his hands look black against it. His big fingers be rough as spruce bark and covered with scars from skin animals and handle traps. What I done was the right thing to do, he say, so soft I hardly catch it. Boy, what an Indian think is right and what a white man take for right sure be 2 different things. It's true. In this case, you know, well, you gotta tell somebody about it, right? Yeah, well, you're right, but then they're gonna come blaming you now. Why don't you tell me all what happened before the RCMPs start questions? We don't want to give them any answers that are going to make you look bad. Hector got on jeans and moccasins and a mackinaw of a green color. He have a package of Vogue tobacco in his front pocket and a package of zigzag. Okay. Bad start today. He have a package of Vogue tobacco in his front pocket and a package of zigzag cigarette papers. All about him, Hector have that rotten fruit smell of a people who ain't washed for a long time. Hector is about 35 and have deep lines all over his face, like mud that cracked in the sun. His hair just been let grow and cut off at the shoulder. It be pretty greasy, and he rub his big hands through it every time he talk. His eyes are small and black, and the white parts be kind of a fawn color with lots of red lines in them. We was all drunked up on homebrew, and I guess I shot Joe. I don't remember. How do you know you did it? Maybe somebody else came around. There was only the three of us there. Betty don't know how to shoot the rifle, and Joe don't do it to himself. Hector speaks soft and fast. Sometimes what he say kind of make the sound of leaves blow in the wind. He have an accent that sound funny to my ear and make his talking real hard to understand. He was my friend. I know I don't mean to hurt him none. You shouldn't have brought the body in. What do you want the RCMP to do? Forgive you or what? I guess so. White men got funny laws. You probably gonna get in trouble. Nobody would have known if I would have. Hector say real final like. The government give Hector Tree a lawyer name of John Smith. He is tall and thin with a little black mustache and sideburns. Guess he is pretty young for a lawyer 'cause he don't look much older than me, and he is sure nervous when the police and old lawyers are around. John Smith got glasses with silver rims that he take off and on about once a minute, and his voice breaks sometimes when he try to ask questions. It sure seemed funny to me that the government lawyers, men who's supposed to be real smart and I bet been for 10 years to all kinds of universities, only ask a half dozen or so questions, and they just repeat them questions over and over like they expect to get different answers each time they talk. One of the things that make them so uptight is that Hector takes so long to bring in the body. It was winter, I gotta walk my trap lines. After Joe dead, I gotta walk his too. What did you do with his furs? Everybody want to know. Sold them. First I bring in the furs, then I bring in Joe. You sold them in your name? Whose I should have sold them in? Did you give Mrs. Napoose the money from the fur sale? I buy supplies for her and the kids. The RCMP and lawyer guys all exchange funny looks, make a lot of notes and talk legal words that I don't understand. John Smith don't do much but put on and take off his glasses. Mostly he agree with the RCMP, but once in a while he kind of apologize to everybody and ask a question. After a few hours, everybody decide they going to keep Hector in jail and lay a charge of murder on him for killed Joe Napoose. I kept him froze and don't let the animals get at him. That was the right thing. How come they're mad with me? White men think a lot different about time than we do. They think a lot different about everything than we do. I sure feel sorry for Hector. He ain't the kind of man meant to be locked up no place. I wait for the Goose Moon to bring him out on the sleigh. Trapping is over by then. They figure you should have brought him out right after it happened. Who would have walked my trap lines? I come and then maybe me and Betty and Joe's kids don't eat this fall. Goose Moon was as soon as I could do it. Indian moons are about the same as white months, only they be named for animals and stuff. February's the eagle moon, March the goose moon, April the frog moon, and on like that. It's true, it's named for whatever you kind of take in mostly. Like what is the season for, it's the best kind of thing, roughly. March named for the goose, 'cause it be when winter start to soften some, and the first flights of Canada geese be seen going north. When an Indian see them geese, he know that spring be close. Indian supposed to say to the geese, and I'm certain I won't be able to say this right, this is in Cree. It's really little. Pematisiwin, Petamawin. Pimatisiwin. Pematisiwin, Petamawin, which in Cree mean bring me life. It kind of like they be the first sign of living after the long dead winter. One fall when we was kids, me and my friend, Frank Fencepost, decided to catch us one of them Canada geese. You just know with Frank it's going to be an insanely chaotic way to try and do it. Thank you for the hydrate. I have hydrated. Okay. We get sticks and slats and a couple of pieces of plywood, and we nail together a trap. We put it right down at the edge of a big slough in a grain field, prop open the door, put a handful of grain inside, then we go off into the tall grass and wait. In a while the geese fly down to feed, and this here great big one waddle right up into the trap. The door bangs shut on him, and boy, do all hell break loose. He can only get his wings about half open, but he rock that trap until he tip it over, and he get his feet through the bars, what be on the bottom, and run up the hill and across the stubble field in a box. It looked funny as hell see this here box run up the hill. That goose just run until he shake the trap right apart, and he fly off over the field. The last piece drop off his foot when he about 20 feet in the air. Good for you, Goose. In June, Corporal Greer, John Smith, and them government lawyers take me with them out to Hector's place. They want to talk to Betty Napoose. They waited until the weather was good to come out here, but they is mad at Hector when he wait for good weather to bring Joe's body to them. Gotta agree. Ah, thank you, Vi. And Turt, why are you bonking Cage? What the heck? Hi, Turt. What the heck? Violence. And then you just lurk. Just big whap, and then I'm sleeping. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Oh, okay. So they went out to Betty. They wait for the good weather, but anyway. To be fair, it is like, did somebody get murdered? It feels a bit more pressing, but they're right. Like, we would have been screwed if we did. Anyway. Okay. But then it always seemed to be okay for the government to take a long time to do not much of anything. Yep. Guess they figured that with good weather, they could drive all the way into the cabins, but they still have to leave the cars and walk for a good half-mile or more. Can't get around it, buddies. Corporal Greer be pretty old for an RCMP. He got kind of a gray face, and he try never to hurt nobody's feelings, not like the young RCMPs who like to bash around what they call wagon burners. The city lawyers got on suits and businessman shoes, and they puff most as loud as Mad Etta when we have to walk up a hill. We also got to cross a creek that be a foot or two deep. John Smith take off his shoes and socks and wade over. Corporal Greer and the fattest government lawyer try to hop across on rocks. Oh boy. The fat lawyer get his feet wet, and his shoes make slurp sounds the rest of the way. Slurp, slurp. Oh, good for you, TJ, for the tucking in, and then you get a head put. Oh, and a big hug. Oh, so sweet, TJ. Okay. Betty's cabin built right in among tall spruce, white poplar, and balm trees that have big sticky leaves and scatter a kind of white cotton all over. The cabin be built of log and have a sod roof that got pigweed and raspberry canes grow out of it. 50 yards or so away is a kind of 3-cornered cabin with no window and a stovepipe stick out of the side. That, I guess, is where Hector lived. Weeds be tall in front of the door of that one. After us coming from the sunlight, the cabin looked dark as a cellar. We don't go inside, but stand in a group around the door. Betty be 40 or so, and don't be what anybody would say is pretty. She be a little bit stooped over with skin black as harness leather. She be really shy with white folks. She probably not been to town more than a dozen times in her life. She whisper worse than Hector when she talk, and hardly say more than yes or no to the questions that is asked to her. She don't remember nothing, I tell them, after they ask Betty about 10 times what happened the day Joe got killed. What about the children? One of the lawyer men asks. There be a naked boy play on the dirt floor behind Betty, and I can hear other kids inside but can't see them. Betty Napoose sure looked pregnant to me, but then lots of Indian ladies by her age get a little tummy, so maybe not, too. We put the kids over to Hector's, she say. Why? The lawyers all want to know. So we could have us a good drunk. Joe and Hector been cooking up potato wine for a month or so. I translate that so she say she put the kids away so they don't see the big people drunk. I figure it sound better. Even when I put it that way, the lawyers all look at each other like they just heard some swear words. Did Hector always live over there? Sure, say Betty. After Joe was dead, where did he live? Over here. And Betty shrugged her shoulder. Why? The fat lawyers say again. Why not? My man was dead. Let me flip the page, you little thing. Corporal Greer and the lawyers, even John Smith, all look like somebody just swung a skunk through our crowd. All the way back down to town, they give each other secret looks and click their tongues like a grandmother who just found out her son-in-law is the bad bugger she always suspected he was. They're thinking it's like cheating or something that they're thinking about. Ugh. Along about August, there be in the courthouse in Edmonton what called a preliminary hearing. Seemed pretty much like a trial to me. Everybody tell their story, and the judge have to decide if they're going to be a real for sure murder trial. It get held up for a couple of days when Betty Napoose don't show up like she's supposed to. One of them sheriff guys from the courthouse say that he served the papers himself to tell her she got to come to court on a certain day. I have to explain to Betty, don't read neither English or Cree, so having papers delivered on her don't mean much. Oh, God, take a second. Ugh, big cough. I can feel it. I need more coughing. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay. It's a cute little kitty. Alright. I get to go along when they go and get her. She just shrug her shoulder and come along. I had to get the sheriff to stop at Hobama, and we get Connie Big Charles to come stay with Betty's kids. The sheriff never thought of that. Guess he figured it okay to leave the Indian kids alone. Oh my gosh. They just don't care about the organization, despite them physically going there and seeing that nobody is there. Wow, okay. Are you with child? Is one of the questions that the government lawyer asked Betty. I'm pretty sure he mean pregnant, but I called John Smith over and get him to tell me for sure. Not that there be any doubt about it now, at least to my eye. Yes, Betty says. When are you due? Betty shrugged her shoulder to me. When did you bleed last? I ask her. What do they care for? White men are crazy. After I say that is about the first time I ever seen Betty smile. The time of the great moon, she say. Okay. She had her last period in January, I tell them. What were you talking about with her? One lawyer say to me. I was explaining your questions. Are you sure you're not telling her how to answer? Ask her whose baby it is. Joan Papoose died in November. What more do you want to hear? Thank you, Silas. Like, dude, it's not Joe's. It's pretty direct right there, guy. Okay. Ask her anyway. Mr. John Smith take off his glasses and make some objection, and after they argue for an hour or so, they never get back to the question. They ruled against it. Okay. Finally, after everybody finished arguing with everybody else, the judge say that Hector Tree got to have a real trial. Oh boy. It be March again before that come up in what they call the Supreme Court of Alberta. Hector's got pale, and his hands be smoothed out so they look like black gloves. I talked to my friend Dave Smallface at the Indian Friendship Center, and he go to the Salvation Army and get for Hector a suit to wear at his trial. The suit be old and dark blue, and it don't fit right. It made Hector look small and scared, and he ain't neither of them. It's the Goose Moon, right? Hector say to me during one of the breaks in the trial. As he do it, he give me kind of a shy smile. Right, I say back to him. I keep track in my head. If I could get outside, I could smell the air and tell you what moon it is. About the only difference between the real trial and the preliminary hearing is that I lost it. Is that there is a jury at the trial. The lawyers go through all the same stuff as they did before. Ah! Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow, your local penguin 891. I say the full name, but thank you. Should we just call you Penguin? I like it. Let's drop some dances for the new friend, the new follow. Oh my goodness. Who shall I drop this time? Well, my favorite goofinesses are gone. Okay, let's go. Frog. Frog dances. Oh, that's a good dancey. See, Frog Boogie is what I was going to do on band. That's exactly the one I was going to use. Although, yours doesn't seem to be going through right now. But oh well. Okay. Look at all these dances. Okay. Alright. Back. Okay. Whole thing be kind of like a medicine ceremony of some kind. Well, yeah. The lawyers make a big deal of Hector moving in with Betty, and of him selling the furs off Joe's trapline. They bring in the bill of sale Hector got for the furs, and wave it around like it be a skeleton or something. All that stuff put together be what is called a motive, so John Smith tell me. Lawyers just don't understand about how life really is, but then neither do Hector, or he would have kept himself quiet. After I tell John Smith about Mad Etta, our medicine, I'm sure it'll say man or lady, medicine lady, he get me to arrange for her to come to court to tell that Hector Tree have a good character. The jury made up mostly of white ladies with blue hair, and they giggle some when Etta waddle into the court dressed up in her 5-flower sack dress with foxtails pinned down both sleeves. Etta is a big woman, and they always say it just a little too much in this, but you know. Etta be too broad across the back to sit in the witness chair, so she have to do her talk while she stand up. Yep. I get to translate for Etta too. Even though she can speak as good English as I can, she says she rather talk in Cree. Etta don't speak to the court, she speak to me, and by the tone of her voice I know better. I know I better listen pretty good. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna have a fun moment with Etta. Tell these dumb buggers, she say to me in Cree, that Hector Tree probably done what he said he done. Things like that happen when everybody go on a drunk. He don't do it for Joe's woman or Joe's furs, it just happened. And if they got half the brains of a dead muskrat, they let him go back so's he can look after Betty and her kids. I soften up her language quite a bit when I translate. Yeah, I think she was betting on that. Don't figure it do any good to rile up these white people on the jury. Yeah, probably not. Probably would go very poorly. Betty bring her newest baby to the courtroom, and she hold it up for Hector to see. He make the better part of a smile when she do that. Aww. That day at lunch, John Smith tell me that this is his first ever murder trial, and that he don't know for sure what he should say to try to make things easy for Hector. Oh. Only thing I can think to tell him is that he should make sure the jury know that Hector and Joe and Betty, they pay their own way by trapping and hunting. Don't even cost the government money for school on the kids. White folks is always complain about all the money they spend on us Indians. Tell them if they send Hector to jail, they not only got to pay for keep him there, but I personal get somebody to show Betty how to get on the welfare. 'Cause she needs it. Oh my gosh. Silas, you are gaming the system and I like it. With all the kids she got, she be able to get more than they ever made on trapping. If they let Hector go, it'd save everybody money. Hector shouldn't have killed Joe, but it done. And no use mess up everybody because of it. There you go. I figure lawyers, and maybe even the jury, would go for something like that saved money. It's not gonna work, but it's a nice attempt. Lawyers sure like money, yep. Once is what that typo was. Once I went to see in Edmonton once, charge me $50. Oh no, one lawyer. Okay, one I went to see in Edmonton once charged me $50 in advance just to tell me he couldn't be of no help. Yeah. The trial only lasts for a day and a half. The last afternoon, John Smith read from the Bible, something about mercy and stuff. The old ladies scratch their blue heads and wrinkle up their noses when they look at Hector. Yeah, that's not a good sign. I am leaning on the wall by the water fountain when the court man come and say that the jury coming back. The courtroom is most empty as I go in. The windows be maybe 40 feet tall and got on them up and down gold bars for the first 15 feet or so. Bars that look like ones on tellers' cages at the old Bank of Montreal in Wetaskiwin. All rise, the court man say, and the judge come up from behind his bench and sit down. Have you reached a verdict? The judge say to the jury. The guy on one corner of the jury box, the only man on the whole jury, stand up and say, We have, Your Honor. Then he go on to say that they found the defendant guilty of murder. I checked with John Smith to make sure that Hector was the defendant. I really didn't think they could find somebody else guilty, but I thought it was worth a try. They found you guilty, I tell Hector. Of what? He says. Of killing Joe. I know that. What are they going to do about it? Wait for a minute, I tell him. The judge is going to say something. No use my repeat what the judge say. It mainly be about how he agree with the jury and how Hector sure be one bad character for what he done. Ugh, bullshit. What's he saying? He telling what a bad bugger you are. They found you guilty of moving in with Betty more than anything else. I done what was right, Hector say, and make kind of a small laugh. The judge asked Hector if he have anything to say before he pass sentence. You think it would help if I cry, Hector say to me. I was up on a drunk charge one time, and the white guy in front of me cried and got let go. I don't say nothing and got 21 days. He don't have nothing to say, I tell the judge. Yeah, I think that's the best move, instead of trying to emotionally manipulate them when they already hate you. He sentenced Hector to life in prison, of course. Hector be looking out them tall windows where the sky is gray and a cold wind blow, though there ain't no snow on the ground. You gotta go back to jail, I tell him. For a long time? For a long time. I can't make myself say life in prison to him. I'm gone soft as a woman, he say, and show me his big soft hands. I need to be out in the sun. I don't live. ... All this time he never once look at me. His eyes be staring out them tall windows. I don't know if Hector sees something up there that I don't, but he just keep lean forward on the shiny wood rail of the prisoner's box. It when a policeman put a hand on him to take him back to jail that Hector moved fast as a cat. He push over that policeman, put one big hand on the rail, vault over, take a dozen steps, and jump up to catch a hold of the long gold bars on the window. Wow. The judge stand up in his chair, and the few people in the court gasp in their breath. Hector climb as high as he can, go on the bars, and just hang there. I did it again. Pamatasiwin? Padamawin. The same thing he said before. He shout out a few times at this guy outside the window. It take 5 or 6 of the RCMP guys in their brown uniforms to finally pull him down. I see. So he said, bring me life, before they pulled him down. That is... Whew. Well, that's a bit better. I was really nervous. I was looking at the story with like a modern thing. I was like, oh no, the cops are going to do something really bad. But it's 78. They just pulled him down. It's okay. Whew. But that's the end of Goose Moon. There you go. Wow. Alright, let's get to triggers time. I see we have card dealing and nothing else for right now. Again? You want me to read the same thing again? What? What? Where? Oh, I'm gonna reload this. It's being a bit funny. Okay, scissor snaps. Those are great. Okay, we'll start with card dealing though. Doo. Not enough goose. Yeah, it was a very, very little goose. The one goose that outsmarted Frank Fencepost. There you go. In reference to the Goose Moon. That's about it. Sorry. Okay. Card dealing. Now for this, I have to move the mic, and it's not a nice mic. It's never nice about this. So I'm gonna move it, but I'm gonna mute first. Okay. Let's get the card dealing. There was our card dealing. I'm gonna move it again. Okay, now we're back up and we'll do scissor snips. Here we go. There was our scissor snips. I would not be cutting up the books. No. Yes, we are back. Welcome back, the boom boom. Let's do some keys now. Keys, keys, keys time. Where'd you go, keys? There you are. There we go. Anyway, here's keys. I'm gonna keep saying that every time now because Cage went and made me giggle so hard that once. There was our keys. Yeah, I'm sorry I still can't really pull off heartbeats right now. I may have something that I can pull off for a little bit, but I can't do it regularly. I know. Don't have that kind of mic. My new mic might be able to handle it, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, we'll do page flipping now. Page flips, page flips. No, no, not that. I'm not changing that. Okay. Here we go. Let's start with the little book, stiff pages, and then the big fluffier book. But I'm gonna move the mic just a little bit, so mute. Here we go. Here is our little book, and here is the bigger one. And here we go with that. So put those over here. Alright. Now we have Sniffs and then Kalimba. So let's move the mic back just a bit. Okay, I had to be careful with the mic. But now let's Sniffs. Sniff, 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 sniff. Here we go. You guys don't know because I do the big sniffs. So that's kind of a big diaphragm workout, that big breath weirdness. And I was feeling kind of sore today, so I'm like, oh, I felt that one. It's big, big sniff. Oh. Okay, and now Kalimba. Right. I will pull that up. I will pick a song. I've decided. Yes, that one. Okay, let's see. Sorry. Huzzah! I did it. I'll have you know I'm not late for stream. You started stream early on me. I did not, but I don't care. You're not late. I don't keep attendance. It's fine. What was that? She has no heart. Her body is powered by a nuclear loaf of bread. Like my radioactive frogs. Well, I do live at Emerald Lake, full of the rest of. Oh, I can't wait to show you the freaking story. Oh my gosh. Okay. But no, Frigid, it's fine, and I'm not powered by nuclear bread. My gosh. It's just kind of my brain sometimes. I'm not. None of us were early. We were precisely when we wanted to be viewing for viewers, and I was pretty on time. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to do the song one more time, and then we go on to the next story. Here we go. No, my goodness. Didn't stumble that time. Oh my god. I'm excited. That went very well. Sorry, I'm being weird. Sorry. Distracted. Okay. Okay. All done with Kalimba. You get to go over here, Fred. And oh goodness, well, that got messy. Let's tidy that. Yeah. Okay. Well, now we're going to go to our next story. Might as well. Whoa. Bitch. You know, I've told you guys when, like, my number of streams. I've told you this. Can you guess where we're at now? I'll tell you, it's an even number we're at. It's a brand new page. Wow. Can you guess where we're at yet? Frigid, you're right on the nose. How did you know? Have you been counting? That's perfect. You did it right on the nose. $1, Bob. Exactly. Perfect. Okay. 101. It was a guess. Well, you nailed it. You did it. That was good. Okay. Our next story is called The Four Sky Thunder Bundle. Interesting name. Four Sky Thunder Bundle. And there's dashes. Four Sky and Thunder are they have a four dash sky dash thunder. One word, I guess. Ish. I don't know. Okay. The weirdest part about this time is this book, it actually has every title in all lowercase. So I'm like, I'm still going to capitalize, but I don't fully know sometimes where it should be capitalized with this one. I don't know. Yeah, you got it. 19 and you roll 8. And I don't know why DJ's roll doesn't work. Probably just because Fridge's was too recent. I don't know. Can't win them all, I guess. Yeah. Just not everything. Okay. I think this is how we should do this one. But I don't know. I don't know if this is quite right. So I'll do that. There. Just gonna cover up my little frog. Fully covering up the one guy. Ugh, oh well. Okay. This is our title. Next story. The Four Sky Thunder Bundle. Here we go. Actually, I'm gonna posture check myself here. Just real quick. I wasn't trimping, but I was getting close. It was coming to that. Alright. Hey! Pretty good, DJ. Opposite of frigid. Thank you for that. I'm gonna refund you, though. You don't need to spend those points. Alright. Calgary Stampede come up every July. Bunch of us decide to go this summer, but a whole lot more end up than we really planned on. Start out just me and my girlfriend Sadie One Wound, my friend Frank Fencepost and his girl Connie Big Charles, so just the four of them. Oh boy, this sounds like it could very easily be a very chaotic story with a silly end. Silly time. Could be. Let's hope it's a silly. I like a silly. We was gonna borrow Blind Louis Coyote's pickup truck and drive down for a day or so. Then Blind Louis decided that he'd never seen the Stampede, so he'd like to go. We pretty well have to take him because it'd be his truck. Then the Glenbow Institute in Calgary asked if Solomon Stiffarm to loan them the Four Sky Thunder bundle to display in the Indian exhibits, and I was correct. Four Sky Thunder is all capitalized. Perfect. So when Solomon asked to ride along, we can hardly say no. By the day we ready to go, it seemed that about half the reserve hang around our cabin. We have to decide who sit in the cab and who ride behind. First, we take the door off One Wound's outhouse. Use it for a ramp to load Mad Etta, our medicine lady, in the back of the truck. Etta, she weighs so much she fill up the cab all by herself, if we was even able to stuff all of her in there. Second, we load up the ramp and put Etta's chair up in the truck for her to sit on. So no, she doesn't fill it all up. You can chill out. Deemed it before you said you were going to do it. I have ESPN. You did not. Cozy. Okay. I drive. My girl Sadie sit close behind me. Then come Blind Louis, who hold on to his cane with both hands. He got white hair to his shoulders and eyes the color of skim milk. Then there is my ma, who sit with Dolores, my littlest sister, on her knee. About this time, Mrs. Blind Louis decides she going to go too. My hip is already pushed up hard against the door, and I have to bend my arm funny to reach the gear shift. When I open the door to push all the people, spring me spring me right out of the truck. I fit in Mrs. Blind Lewis Coyote where Sadie used to be. Sadie make a face at me 'cause she have to sit in the back, and she say she wish she never told nobody we was going. Yeah, honestly. Mrs. Blind Lewis is heavy with her next baby, and her and Lewis argue most of the way to Red Deer if it be 16 or 17. Nobody win that argument. That make 5 of us in the cab, not count the baby with the on Mom's lap. In the back is Mad Etta on her tree trunk chair, her tarpaulin over her head, like about a size 100 parka. My girlfriend Sadie One Wound, my friend Frank Fencepost, who's brought along a sleeping bag 'cause he figured him and Connie was going to be alone back there in the box truck. He was not. He thought they were going to be cold, but they are not. Too many people. Connie Big Charles, yes. Rufus First Rider, yes. Rufus's white girlfriend Winnie Bear, who been sick a lot. Oh. She sit close to Rufus, hug his arm, and say she hope they don't get lost in Calgary. Mrs. Chief Tom Crow-Eye, all decked up in her chicken dancer costume. Hey, we love to see her show up again. My brother Joseph, who be big, strong, older than me, but have a little kid's mind. He jump up and down like a puppy need to be petted, and make sounds like the birds he hears sing around the reserve. Ethan First Rider, my big sister's old boyfriend. Ethan got on his red and white cowhide chaps and a cowboy hat have leather thongs hang down all the way around it. Ethan is quite a bit over 6 feet tall. Ethan's new girlfriend, Julie Scar. Julie's brother Norman. Solomon's stiff arm hanging on tight to the 4 Sky Thunder bundle. Norman Scar's friend, Eddie Wolfchild. Eddie's girlfriend, Blanche Powder. And a couple of guys I seen around the reserve but don't know the name of. Have to drive pretty slow down the corduroy road to Hoboma and the highway. The truck ain't got much in the way of shocks or springs or stuff like that. We stop for gas at the Hoboma Texaco garage, and they tell us that Robert Coyote just phoned up to say he got let out of jail down at Drumheller. He been away for about 7 months for have stolen stuff around his place. The garage men, Fred Cryer, say he told Robert that me and Frank was going to the Stampede, and that Robert says he'll hitchhike to Highway 2, okay, and that we're going to wait for him at the crossroads, so we're even going to get them. He also say we should bring along his girlfriend, Bertha Big Charles, and a blanket. Geez, so many people! We've been told what kind of truck it is, but I forget now. It might be Chevy. Okay, Robert is our friend, but he is also about the toughest dude around the reserve. What Robert say we is all pretty quick to do. If we have to wait at the crossroads for a couple of days, we will. First, though, we go back up the hill to our cabins and get Bertha Big Charles. Bertha, she be in the same shape as Mrs. Blind Lewis, and she figured that sure be a nice surprise for Robert when she see him. Oh boy, okay. I don't know how long he's been in there, but we'll see what kind of a surprise that is. When we get to Drumheller Crossroad, Robert, he is already there. He's sure surprised to see so many peoples in the truck, and to see the way Bertha is built when she stand up and lean over the side to kiss him. We stop off for a few beers at a town south of Red Deer. Must be a reserve close by, 'cause there be 2 white farmers and about 50 Indians in the beer parlor. It wasn't us that started the fight. Oh boy, let's go. Oh boy. Whew. These here Indians figure they's about the toughest guys around. Couple of them try to stare us down, but we look right back at them. A tall dude with a headband, denim vest, and 1 front tooth missing come over to our table. He say he hear there be a whole lot of cowards live up at the Ermine Skin Reserve at Hoboma, right after he asked us where we come from, and we told him. Robert Coyote start to get up, but Bertha pull him back down again. Yes, don't go directly back to jail, my guy, please. Robert Coyote, and Mad Etta get a hold of Frank and Ethan by 1 arm each. So, no Frank fight, no Ethan First Rider, but what about Rufus? Is Rufus gonna start the shit? I don't know. Grab them 1 by each. one arm each, and keep them in their chairs. That dude walks slow back to his table, and the whole bunch of them have a good laugh at us. We'd have killed them, say Frank, bounce up and down some on his chair. No use fighting unless you got a chance to win, say Etta. That dude come back to our table, and this time he got a couple of guys on each side of him. Oh no, oh boy, they're asking for it. We hear you Crees sell your women, he say. Then he toss 2 pennies on the table and reach out his hand for Julie Scar. Ho. His hands get within about 2 inches of Julie's arm when Ethan First Rider's fist hit on his chin, and he go back and back he go halfway across the bar, take out a table that have a white farmer on each side of it. Them white guys just sit and look at each other over the space where their table used to be. The Indian and the table be in a heap against the wall. After that, everybody is fight with everybody else, including the white guys? I don't know. There must be twice as many of them as us, so I don't get to see all that goes on, 'cause a short dude in a red flannel shirt is busy to try break my ribs with his fists. I was wondering if Silas got in. Okay, I do see Mrs. Coyote point Blind Lewis at where them strange Indians is. She talk into his ear, tell him where to hit with his white cane. Yes! Yeah, 2 pennies. 2 pennies. Worth at least 8 cents. Okay, that's just rude, frigid. Julie Scar was actually really pretty. We've been told a couple times. Julie's pretty. But even then, no. We do not treat women that way at all, ever, no. Okay. Once he whack across the shoulders that dude who is pounding on me. The guy yell and look up to see what happening, and it give me a chance to let my right fist make his nose some flatter than it was before. Ooh. Robert and Ethan be back to back in the center of the room, their fists going like buzzsaws. They got around them a little pile of guys that got too close, 'cause Robert and Ethan, those are the brothers, or no, Rufus is the other brother, but those are some of the big fighter guys. Okay. Sadie and Julie be kicking at a couple of dudes that got Frank fence post on the floor. Yeah, Frank is not doing well. I joked once that Frank is like a D&D character. Sometimes he rolls well on crazy stuff. Sometimes he rolls poorly. And I guess he rolled poorly today. He did not manage to fight well. Okay. They're pounding on him pretty good. I see Mad Etta draw back her big right leg that look like the trunk of a real old spruce tree and kick in the ribs of a guy who be sitting on and beating on Norman Scar. It sound like she kicking a piece of plywood when she thump him. Joseph sit and smile and shake happy at all the excitement until a big Indian in bib overalls raise up his fist to maw. Joseph grab that guy and shake him back and forth the way a dog shake a groundhog. Whew. Whew. Alright, 10 cents, best I can do. Probably rolls better than I can. Honestly though, we're gonna drop the buying women moment, okay? We're just not doing it. Dragonite is very cute. And yes, probably does roll better than you. We're not done with this imagery. We're still going. But shaking him like a groundhog? Woo. Okay. It is about this time that the RCMP get in on the fight. Dang it. Okay, they're here. 5 or 6 of them come through the door of the bar and start to haul guys off one another. A constable so big, he looked like he wear football pads under his uniform. Oh boy, he real big. Lift up the dude I fight with and slam him against the wall. Okay, so they really take that guy out. In a minute, instead of fight each other, us Indians fight the RCMP. Yeah, team up. This is the history of North America. They're fighting each other, and then the white guy fight them, and then we'll see how this goes. Okay. We could have won too, but another 8 to 10 probably, RCMPs break in, and soon everything is quiet, and the waiters creep out from behind the bar, walk soft like maybe they in a hospital. They know they need to go careful. Oh boy. And start to push around mops and brooms to clean up the glass and beer. The RCMP load us all up in our truck. Even a couple of them help push Mad Etta up the ramp. Joseph still be shaking that Indian in bib overalls, and it take me and Ma and about 7 RCMP to make him let go. The big dude who started the fight, His name be Leonard Redrock. Say to Ethan as the RCMP load us up in the truck, "Hey partner, that was some good fight. Be sure and stop in on your way back from Calgary. We give you a chance to get even." Everybody laughs some except the RCMP guys, who groan and tell us they don't ever want to see us in town again. Fair. "If you ever come up our way," say Frank Fence Post, "we ain't got no hotel at Hobama, but we fight you at the bar of the Alice Hotel in Wetaskiwin." Oh boy. "We remember," say Leonard Redrock, who now got one less tooth in the front of his face than he had when the fight started. "Sirens going. The RCMP drive one car in front, one car behind until we get to the highway." So they are making sure they get out of town. "It already dark when we get to Calgary. We stop at the first liquor store we see, and most everybody buy up at least one case of Lethbridge Pale Ale. We know we never gonna get no hotel to stay at during Stampede Week, so we figure to stay with my sister Ileana and her husband. How many you guys are? I don't think everybody's gonna stay, bud. But maybe the 4-pack, the Silas, Frank, Sadie, Connie, and Joseph, Ma, and whichever kid you're bringing. That little team, that could probably stay with Ileana. That's still a lot, but yeah. Okay. Figure Ileana and her husband. They live in a fancy apartment on the 14th floor of a big building right downtown. Ileana is married to a white man, and he is not the type that is going to be very excited to see us drop in for a visit. The big glass thing with the buttons at the front of the apartment say Mr. and Mrs. Robert M. McVeigh for number 1410. While the others are unloading Mad Etta from the truck, me and Sadie, Ma, Joseph, and Dolores ring the bell. "Hello," say the voice of my brother-in-law. "Tell him to let us in," says Ma. "You tell him," I say. "Just talk into the machine." "This here's Susie Ermineskin. I come to see my girl." "What a nice surprise," say Robert McGregor McVeigh. "Come on up." And there is a snap sound to let us know the door is unlocked. He doesn't know how many people he's about to have. And he does not know that Mad Etta should not be joining them. Yeah, this is going to be... I was about to say the elevator, and it's directly below this paragraph. Okay. I hold the door open, and everybody run whooping for the elevators. This building got a lobby with thick red carpet and a marble pool with a goldfish float in it. What? Somebody pushed Frank a little bit, and he stepped one foot on the goldfish on the way across. There be 2 elevators, and when the first one open, everybody is shoved inside. Frank and Connie push all 17 buttons, and the others yell at them for doing that. Frank and Connie. Connie is a perfect match for Frank's insanity, apparently. They're both ridiculous. I love it. We don't hear much about Connie, but what I hear is great. Okay. We wait for the second one. Sadie, Ma, Dolores, Mad Etta, and Joseph carrying Etta's chair. "Etta should have an elevator all for herself," she say, and laugh, and you're probably not wrong, friend. Ileana and Brother Bob have their door open when we get off. Come in, say Brother Bob. Ileana hugs Ma. Joseph and Dolores kind of make strange. Brother Bob's eyes get big when he see the size of Mad Etta, who got to turn sideways to get through the door. Boy. His eyes damn near fall out of his face when the other elevator open and them 16 or so Indians come charging out. Doors open all up and down the hall because of all the noise. "Why do you hate me?" Brother Bob say, looking right at me. Robert McVeigh is shorter than Ileana. He have pink cheeks and light brown hair that he have in a crew cut, the only one in Calgary, I bet. Even around his apartment he wear his suit with a vest and businessman shoes. When he go out he wear a funny little hat with no brim. Me and Frank make jokes that he probably wear that suit and shoes to bed. Ileana say that he treat her nice and that he don't drink a lot or be mean to her, and that we shouldn't make fun on him just for being white. But Brother Bob don't know how to act around Indians, and I guess we don't know how to act around white peoples, so when we get together there always be plenty of trouble. All of a sudden, Brother Bob spot Frank. "No way that post-hole fellow is coming in my house," he say. "Fence post," says Frank. Okay, DJ, go eat. Sleep well, take care. Should someone else tuck you in, or should you? Bridget tucked you in already. Oh, there you go. Thank you for hugging everyone again. Sweet. I hope you can have very good sleep. Should be very nice. Alright. Fence post, says Frank. Whatever, say my brother-in-law. Sigh, I've gotta put up with, oh, and he calls Silas Sigh, and he corrects him most every time. He doesn't like that. Oh, you got it bad, you sweeties. You guys are cute. Okay. Sigh, hey, no, every time I say Sigh, I've got to put up with because he's my wife's brother. But that post hole guy pushed me in a creek, stole my baby, got me arrested. Don't worry, say Frank. Anybody that doesn't know what's going on with these two, pushed me in a creek, stole my baby, got me arrested. Sounds like a lot. But anyway, don't worry, say Frank. I just mix in with the crowd. You never know I'm here. And he pushed into the apartment, pulling Connie Big Charles along by the hand. I'm sure we will. We will notice him. Oh boy. Okay. All of us sit around on the furniture and the floor. Everybody got a beer and feeling pretty happy, except Brother Bob. Ileana bring out their baby Bobby, and Ma get to hold on to her grandson for the first time. Aww. Joseph sit in the corner making bird calls, which is what he do good, and Brother Bob jump about a foot every time he do his meadowlark, I'm guessing. Meadowlark, yeah. That does look very cool. Look at Cage being a fire god. But the yikes as the choice is it's an interesting choice. Okay. Ileana come and whisper to me, say she hope we don't all plan on staying the night. Don't worry, I tell her. We try real hard not to make Brother Bob mad. Yeah, that's not gonna work, friend. Bird calls, yeah, they're wasted. I don't know. I don't think that's just Joseph. He's not wasted. That's just what he do. Yeah, weird choice. Usually goes better with a smug. Yeah, smug. That would do well. Okay. And no, Sai, you're gonna get Bob very mad. Oh, yeah, see, that one looks very menacing. Okay. Julie Scar gone through their records and put on a Linda Ronstadt album on the record player. I think Robert Coyote and Bertha Big Charles gone to the bedroom. After all, Robert been away for 7 months. Oh boy. Frank pull back the curtains and look out at the view of the city. Boy, this is about as close to heaven as any of us ever gonna get, he say. Amen to that, say Robert McVeigh. Okay, screw you saying they'll all go to hell. The fish. I like the fish. The fish is good. Okay. There be what Ileana say is French doors that go out onto a balcony. Frank opened them up and take him, the sleeping bag, and Connie Big Charles out with him. When Frank stretch and start to take off his shirts, I run over quick and close up the curtains. Frank, no! That's public. Everybody can see that. Frank. Don't say that after Frank. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's scoring. Louis Coyote bang his cane on the coffee table and say that he's hungry. Also, he want to know where the hell he is. He say he don't hear no chuck wagons racing, so this can't be the stampede. Nobody told him? Mrs. Blind Lewis sit with her legs spread out the way pregnant ladies do. Little Bobby is walk and talk some by now, and it's sure funny, but the first person he talked to after Ileana put him down on the floor is Ethan Firstrider. Okay. This didn't register for a second. Okay, so way back to the very first W.P. Kinsella story. It's Ileana coming home with a white husband. And they're all upset. And that was a fun laugh. Yes, it was. Do what you want with it. I usually laugh a different way every time. I'm not consistent with my laughs. It's kind of fun. But Ethan. Ethan was Ileana's boyfriend for a long time until Ileana left. And Ethan was pretty sure that they were going to end up together, but things happened. And so he's there like, that's supposed to be my girl. And then she comes back married. And they make a whole plan to keep Bobby busy. And this is where the first anger at Silas and Frank began. Well, that and how they took his car. But Ethan kept making jabs and kept trying to get Ileana, and well, he did. And then, well, what do you know? Ileana was pregnant. And then what do you know? Here's Bobby. Bobby Jr. is what they call him, but here we go. So the baby, little Bobby, first person he talks to besides Ileana is Ethan First Rider. We all know that Ethan be the baby's real daddy, and we all sure proud that Ileana have a full-time Indian baby. We don't need to do the race things there, my guys, but anyway. Ethan bounced Bobby on his knee, and Bobby sure liked the pearl buttons on Ethan's shirt. Oh. Brother Bob is busy running around with ashtrays. All us Indians, except Joseph and Dolores, smoke. A job like that is keep him pretty busy. Yep. Ileana tell us that they bought themselves a house on the north side of town with 4 bedrooms and a big backyard. Ooh, so they're headed there. I was wondering, because we know that that this couple, Brother Bob doesn't realize, but Ileana realizes, that they're housing some fugitives eventually, but that's in a later book. We went a little bit out of order. You've seen this episode of Jerry Springer. Yeah, okay, so they've got, with 4 bedrooms, a couple dozen of us be able to move in permanent, I say. Brother Bob turned pale, 'cause he never been one to know a joke when he hear one. It is a joke, guy. You can breathe. After a while, the music gets louder, and the party kind of spill out into the hall. Why don't somebody get us some food, say Blind Louis. He hit the coffee table again and tip over a bottle of beer. Damn it. Let's all go someplace for Chinese food, say Rufus. That's Ethan's brother, right? Why don't we phone out for food and have it delivered, say Rufus's girlfriend, Winnie Bear, who used to live in the city. Yeah, she knows. Why don't you all go out for food, says Brother Bob, because he does not want that. He wants them out whenever he can. Yeah, you're getting further away from reality with the crow with the hand arms. Well, it's not a crow, but the bird in the cage. We pull up our money and order up about $70 worth of Chinese food, so they are ordering it in. Ha ha. Right after we do that, the phone ring, and after Brother Bob talk for a while, he stand up on the coffee table and tell us to be quiet, 'cause that was the caretaker telling him that we make too much noise. The building's complaining, you're too loud. Blind Louis say that it sounded like a white man talking, and he slapped the table again with his cane and hit Brother Bob on the shoes. That sounds like a white man. Smack! Wow, okay. Alrighty, Louis. I guess Joseph, he never been anywhere to hear a phone ring before. He sure like it, and he make the sound exactly like he hear it. 'Cause he does that. He'll do like echolalia and stuff, I guess. Brother Bob run quick to answer the phone again, and we all have a good laugh while Joseph grin happy and shake up and down some. He's like, I fooled him, ha ha. After a while, the food come. Tastes like something out of the slop bucket, say Blind Louis. How come we don't get no meat? I want meat. Mrs. Blind Louis pop a pineapple chicken ball in his mouth. Tell him to shut up. Good move, Mrs. Lewis. The music get loud again. Rufus go out to the truck for his tom-tom, and Mrs. Chief Tom Crow-Eye do her famous chicken dance, so he went and got the drum. She don't dance good, but she is a nice lady, and nobody want to hurt her feelings by telling her. Somebody open up the door, and Mrs. Chief Tom dance up and down the hall some. People open up their doors and yell for us to be quiet, 'cause they want to get some sleep. Yeah, how late is this? You get as much sleep as you want. You don't bother us none, Rufus tell them. Oh, Rufus. No. Joseph, he make lots of telephone sounds. Just chaos. Just pure chaos. Oh boy, this is not going to be good. Then there appear a little man with a bald head, round gold glasses, and a bathrobe that be striped red and white like a candy cane. I'm going to have to call the police if this party isn't toned down immediately, he say. When you call the police, tell them to bring along a few cases of beer. We're running short, Ethan Firstrider says to him. The little man's face gets as red as his dressing gown. I am a retired RCMP officer, and I will not take this. The phone rings like a white phone. Slips table. No, Bridget. Everybody was laughing. They could tell when Joseph was making it, but Brother Bob couldn't. Anyway, okay. Take it easy, Corporal Travis, Brother Bob say. I'll get them to quiet down. They're my wife's relatives. I had no idea there were so many of them, or I never would have let them in. Then Brother Bob go and unplug the record player. He take away Rufus's drum and hand it to Solomon Stiffarm, who been sit in the corner all night and not say a word, and he point his finger at Ma, tell her to stop Joseph from make any more telephone ringing sounds. Rufus equals the honk. Rufus? I might have guessed more Frank, but I don't know. Both of them, yeah. Good chaos. Because Rufus was also a bit... No, Rufus was violent. He did a good violence. I don't know. Okay. I think this stiff arm guy, he's fun though. No, you. What do you mean, no me? What the heck? Why? Okay, I focus. Brother Bob close that. After Brother Bob get everybody back into the apartment and the door closed, the little corporal go away. Police brutality, we all say after him, and some of us give the clenched fist red power salute. I know that they're being silly, but that really undercuts when people are actually getting... anyway, okay. We pass around the last of the beer and Solomon Stiffarm unwrap the Four Sky Thunder bundle at the same time as we hold on to Rufus's drum. Solomon Stiffarm be about 50. He got a long, sad face, 2 black braids that touch his shoulders, a buckskin jacket and pants with fringes, and a back as straight as a broom handle. He hold on to the things from the Four Sky Thunder bundle with his long, slim fingers, the color of red willow. Asas su wow. Wow. It's AHSASSOOWAYO. He say, which in Cree mean tattooing. He tell us how a long time ago when both Cree men and women had tattoos. Four Sky Thunder was the master tattoo man in all the West. His tattooing bundle be passed down from generation to generation. Solomon say that them museum people want to keep it, but that he just loan it to them for special occasion like the Stampede exhibits. That's the way to do it. Zen Frau reaching enlightenment. Yes, I like it. Okay. Inside the bundle are a bag of red willow charcoal, a stick decorated with split owl feathers, that be used to make the outline of the tattoo with some charcoal and water that been mixed up in a dish. Then there is 8 steel needles. In the real old days they used porcupine quills. These be tied together by a thong and tied to a stick got on it hawk bells that rattle and keep down the noise of the person being tattooed. Shh, rattle, rattle, rattle. It's been a whole lot of years since Indians got tattooed this way, Solomon explained. Used to be young men had their chests and arms tattooed this way to show how brave they are, and the women have lines from their mouth to their chin to show off how beautiful they are. Then he show us a buffalo skin mask that the tattooist wear, and he demonstrate to us how the tattoo man blot up the blood with this here mask, which be real scary looking. Then Solomon mixed some beer and charcoal in a bottle cap and draw on the face of Rufus's drum a picture he say is called Buffalo That Walks Like a Man. He say if he is really tattooing, he poke holes in the skin with the needles, and then use the other stick to mix in the color, then blot the whole thing with the mask. Ethan, Rufus, and Eddie Wolfchild all say they'd like to get tattooed some. Ethan got on his chest an eagle with green claws that he got done in Edmonton by a I'm not going to say this word. I'm going to say what he mean. A Roma man, you know, the nomadic European folks, Roma, named Pico the Rat. No, say Solomon Stiffarm. Indian tattooing have religious meaning, and not just anybody could get tattooed. It take hours and hours to do, and just be part of our past now. But he say he learning his son, Jerry Stiffarm, to do tattoos on rabbit skin, just in case it ever come back. And it did. It has started to come back. Most notably with the Inuk tattooing. I love seeing that. By now, it may be 3 in the morning, and everybody is calm and gets sleepy. Hey! Nice. Dolores gone to sleep on Joseph's knee. Mad Etta lean back in her tree trunk chair and snore like the 6 o'clock CPR train that go through Hobama. Brother Bob kick Robert and Bertha out of his bedroom, and him, Ileana, and Bobby go to bed. I find me and Sadie a spot on the thick carpet behind the sofa, and we cuddle up close. We let Mr. and Mrs. Blind Lewis sleep on the sofa. Lewis, he take off his wooden leg that been bought for him by the Department of Indian Affairs. He take off that wooden leg when he sleep and lay it behind the sofa where me and Sadie is. For some reason, Sadie think it real funny that Blind Lewis's leg is watch us, and she giggle into my shoulder for a real long time. I might laugh at that too, Sadie. It is funny. While I sleeping, I seem to dream of somebody making gunshots and of people cheering. Then the phone ring real loud right in my ear. I sure hope it ain't Joseph. I look at the clock on Brother Bob's wall, and it say 7 o'clock, and it is the real phone that is ringing. Somebody took it off the table and set it down near my head. Hello, I say. Oh no. Frank's back at it again, sorry. Whew. They fight, they make up. Funny how you say that, Bridget, 'cause now they make love. Mr. McVeigh, this is Corporal Travis. We have a report that there are Indians, fornicating on your balcony. Not here, I say. Must be one flight up or flight down. Ain't no Indians here. Is that Mr. McVeigh? I'm a friend of his. You're an Indian. I can tell by your voice. He really tried to convince him. You go, hello? Mr. McVeigh, this is Corporal Travis. We have a report that there are Indians, fornicating on your balcony. Why not five-and-cating? Silly race. There are Indians, fornicating on your balcony. Not here. Must be one flight up or one flight down. Ain't no Indians here. Is that Mr. McVeigh? I'm a friend of his. You're an Indian, I can tell by your voice. It's so silly. It's not really their voice, it's probably a bunch different, but I like giving them that voice. Somebody else clip that. I want that to be in my voice reel. We'll give that to people who want to hire me. No, very bad job, but anyway. Who is it? Say Brother Bob. He stand, rub sleep from his face. He wears a blue and white striped nightshirt, make him look like a lady. I hand the phone to Brother Bob, then I go over and pull back the curtains. Okay, you're gonna see something. That guy ain't wrong. Connie got her legs wrapped tight around Frank, and I sure hope they ain't gonna shake that balcony off the building. Oh no. I opened the French door just a little. What I dreamed was gunshots is my fault. Last night I tried to clean up a little for Ileana, and I must have put about 50 beer bottles out on the balcony. Now Frank and Connie bouncing around is shaking them off the edge of the balcony, and when they hit the parking lot way down below, they sound like gunshots. Oh no. It's even worse than I thought. There is another apartment building straight across the parking lot from us, and people there be out on their balconies looking over at Frank and Connie. It gets worse. Way to go, fella. Someone yell. Attaboy! say someone else. They're cheering him on. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Lots of them people got binoculars. They have binoculars. Mom, come pick me up. You silly frigid. Some others don't say nothing, but they just clap their hands. I bang on the glass to get Frank's attention, but he just waved his hand to say hello. He's like, ah, my God, and keep right on with what he is doing. What? This is Frank, folks, and this story is absolutely getting one of our little stars that this is a favorite. We're gonna have to come back to this. Oh my God. Okay. Brother Bob be busy apologize into the telephone. By the time he hang up, his face be redder than any of ours. Haha, get it? Red skin? Ha, it's an Indian joke. Yay. Okay. By the time he quick pick off the floor a blanket, push me out of the way, then open up the glass door and cover up Frank's back. Then he pull what left of the bottles away from the balcony edge. Boo! Yelled the peoples from across the way. Oh no, boo! Yelled the peoples from across the way. Little perverts. It'd be just about then that Mrs. Blind Lewis start having her bad pains. What? No, this is not getting worse. It's only getting more chaotic. Oh my God, no way. I have a joke for when we get to the end of this. Oh boy. Okay, because I see where this is going. I know where it's going. Start having her bad pains. Brother Bob go for the phone again, say that he call up an ambulance. Blind Lewis, his wife Sadie. No, Blind Lewis, his wife Sadie, because I was like, Sadie is not Blind Lewis's wife. God. Okay. Blind Lewis, his wife Sadie, Ma, and Mad Etta hold counsel in Cree around the sofa. Bobby come from the bedroom in yellow pajamas, eat from a box of Fruit Loops, and pull a wooden duck on a string. Oh, he's got a little ducky. He's got a little ducky. Oh, excitement is going to cause her to have a heart attack. Oh, you're close. Bobby come from the bed. He's got his wooden duck on a string. He goes straight to Ethan First Rider and bounce on Ethan's stomach. Oh my God. Again, he found Daddy. It's just going to get worse. There's too much chaos. Oh, Mrs. Coyote say nobody but Mad Etta can deliver her baby. It's the baby. Making love and then straight to baby. Someone that knows, like, the guy in charge of that call is going to be like, wow. Native's gestation is really quick. That was fast. You know? Oh gosh. Okay. Oh. Miss Coyote say nobody but Mad Etta can deliver her baby, Sadie tell us. She done the other 17, say Blind Lewis. Why should she change now? 16, say Mrs. Edith Coyote between pains. Now we know her name is Edith, finally. You mean she's going to have it here? Yelled Brother Bob. Why not, say Etta. You never seen a baby born before? Nothing to it. Oh my God, we are all breaking Brother Bob. I love when our chaos stories include Brother Bob, because he just blows a gasket. Okay. Why not? There's nothing to it. Brother Bob bash his fist on his forehead. Yep. You want me to boil some water, he say? Sure, say Mad Etta. When it boiling good, you put a couple of rabbits in it, then you drink the soup. It keep you calm. There you go. We all have a good laugh about that. Yep. No, but they're seeing a baby made on the porch. Yes, that was that, and then they brought them inside, and then now the baby that's having birth. It's gonna be silly. Okay. Every little while, Mrs. Blind Lewis give out a good loud yell. People bang on the door, say, knock off the noise in there. Someone's going to be like, yeah, we're having a baby. Robert Coyote open the door and tell them we having a baby in here, and that he take a couple of scalps if they don't go away. We always got to do the scalp bits. I don't know. Ileana makes some coffee, but she only got 8 cups, so we passed them around the room to let everybody get a taste or two. The baby come with not much trouble at all. Only thing loses out is the white sofa. Yep, I imagine so. Poor sofa. Oh my gosh. Ileana give Mrs. Coyote some of Bobby's baby clothes and a blanket. Thank you, Ileana, you nice lady. Where is this place anyway, say Blind Louis. Robert McVeigh's house, say Frank. He's the guy married Ileana Ermine's skin. Blind Louis rub his hand on his chin. We've already got a Robert, he say. McVeigh's a stupid name, but I guess we could call the baby that anyway. You could call him 17, suggest Frank. 16, say Mrs. Blind Louis. 'Cause the way that you name the baby is often like where you are and stuff, or where it was made. Opens door. We have a baby. Take me scalp. No, that's not. Huh? Me take scalp. Oh, there. My brain mixed those up. Yeah. We have a baby. You want a problem? I'll get you. That's what he said. One time, old Davis Rattlesnake named his son Noon after the time of day he was born. Everyone joked that the next baby be called Afternoon. Ha ha ha. But it was a girl and they named it Belinda. A letdown. McVeigh Coyote. You hear that, Brother Bob, I say? Brother Bob just stand in the middle of the room, in his nightgown, looked like a steer been hit between the eyes with a sledgehammer. Oh no. Hold on. Oh boy. He's looking freaking out. How are you feeling? Blind Louis say to Bertha Big Charles. So we're saying this to Bertha for whatever reason. And he put his old brown hound on her belly, 'cause Bertha's also pregnant, where it bulged out over the top of her jeans. Maybe I get to be a father and a grandfather on the same day. Oh, that's your daughter? I didn't even know. Okay. Not bad for be over 80 years old. And he wrinkle up his face, laugh, and whack his cane on the coffee table. Some of the guys gone out to the store and come back with with cigars for everybody. Nice. The air gets so thick we can hardly see one another. Yeah, that's a problem. Then there come up to the door that Corporal Travis guy, only now he dressed up in a suit like Brother Bob wear. He take one breath of the apartment and cough for a while. Then he hand Brother Bob a white paper, say it be his eviction notice. Good thing he's already got a house lined up. They gotta clear out of the apartment by the end of July. Oh no! But it's not ready till October, it says. You can't do that, Brother Bob say. Our house won't be ready until October. Where are we gonna be for 3 months? Far away, I hope, says Corporal Travis. You've caused me more trouble in the last 12 hours than the rest of my tenants have in a year. Ileana and Bobby can come live with me, say Mad Etta. You can write them a letter every month or so, see how they're doing. If you don't have these Indians out of here... Oh, Mad Etta wasn't going to take Robert, just the woman and the baby. If you don't have these Indians out of here in 15 minutes, I'll call the police, say Corporal Travis. All of a sudden, Brother Bob let out a howl like a dog that got its tail caught in a cabin door. Oh, boy. Goodness. He pick up the phone, and when he get his number, he say, send the police, and give his address. There's a riot here, and there will be about 50 dead Indians if you don't hurry. Oh. Okay, there's a joke in a second, but I need to cough. You know, frogs in the throat and such. Okay. You get over here, send the police. There's gonna be 50 dead Indians in here if you don't hurry. There's not even 25 of us, say Frank. We just seem like 50. And then Frank got a right slap. No, he didn't. Quick, what's the number for 911? Exactly. Oh, you rascal. Okay. He's not a very good host, Blind Louis say in Cree, and poke his cane in the direction of Brother Bob's voice. Only he poked the cane hard into the back of Brother Bob's nightshirt. Brother Bob whirl around, grab the cane away, and bust it over his knee. Ooh, says everybody. That wasn't just my reaction. He wrote it. Everybody said it. Everybody says, ooh. We all start to gather up our stuff. A couple of us guys help Mrs. Blind Lewis. The police must have been close, 'cause half a dozen or so of them come run off the elevator just as some of our people is getting on. Get them all out of here, Brother Bob yelled, and he pushed and shoved people toward the door. Exactly. You guys got it. A cop start herding Ileana and Bobby along with us. Not them, they're mine, Brother Bob say and take hold of Ileana's arm. Bobby is crying 'cause he don't want Ethan Firstrider to put him down. Ooh. Okay. So first, Brother Bob, you called them yours, and that felt like the way you worded that in this story does sound a little bit like you think you own them, and I don't like that. We've talked about this. But then also, oh my gosh, Bobby just wants his real dad. His bio dad. The way they say that that's the real dad. I think Brother Bob is a good dad, but at the same time, I mean, the way he is very clearly racist does not make me happy that he's in charge of a baby. That is the race he is racist against. But anyway. Mad Etta is have trouble wiggle her way through the door. Brother Bob put the flat of his foot against her big back and push her out into the hall. Mad Etta rumble some at him in Cree. My brother-in-law also give a hard push to Solomon's stiff arm. Hey! He was not bad. Why are you pushing him? Solomon was so nice and careful. You trusted him at one point. Like, why are you being an asshole now? Don't do that. Bad Bob. Okay. But he pushed him hard, knocks loose the 4 Sky Thunder bundle, and Solomon have to kneel down in the hall to pick up all the pieces. We all spend the day downtown. Seeing as Ileana is our sister, we figure we should try to make peace, so we buy a pair of cowboy boots for Bobby and send them over in a taxi. About supper time, I phone Ileana, ask if her and Bobby like to go to the Stampede, and say that I come for her all by myself. She guesses it would be okay. I don't suppose Brother Bob will want to come too, I say. Ileana says she don't suppose he would. When I get to the apartment, Ileana answer the talkback machine and say, come on up. She got Bobby dressed up in yellow overalls, a cowboy hat, and the boots we bought for him. Oh, they're so cute. Little baby cowboy Bobby. Brother Bob be reading the want ads in the newspaper, and he pretend that I am not there, even when I say hello to him and wave my hand a little bit. In the elevator, Ileana say that he's pretty mad about them having to move out of the apartment before their new house is ready. As we go out the front door, I stick in between the lock and the door a sponge that I bought for 15 cents at the Metropolitan store. As we walk back to the truck, I see Mad Etta's buffalo big shadow at the corner of the building, and as we drive away, I can see in the rearview mirror Etta, Robert, Ethan, Rufus, and Solomon Stiffarm head for the door I left open. Under Solomon Stiffarm's right arm be the 4 Sky Thunder bundle. Okay, so Silas has snuck them in, and they're headed up for some sort of ceremony time. I think they're about to go try and tattoo Bobby. I don't know why. Why are they going to tattoo Bobby? What are they going to tattoo him with? I don't think we talked about a tattoo in the book that we read. Maybe in the next book they'll mention it. But what the heck does this mean? In the end, like, what happened? Excuse me. 4 Sky Thunder bundle sounds like a wrestling fishing move. I mean, kind of. But it's just the bundle with all his ceremony stuff, because he is 4 Sky Thunder and did the tattoos, as I said. Ugh, my freaking frogs and throat. I'm going to do a big cough, and then we'll do humming. And after the next triggers are all done, we'll be reading the next story, which is called Fawn. And that's cool. But okay, let me mute and do a big cough. Sorry. Ugh, okay. But I like that story. I'm ready for the next. I want to know what happened. What did they tattoo him? What did they tattoo him with? What the heck? Oh, you're off to bed, Frigid. Okay. Alrighty, eat well. Looks like you're plenty cozy with all the comfy friends. Look at all the dems. But, eat well. We'd have DJ tuck you in, but DJ is already asleep. And DJ redeemed the humming, but is gone. But I will do humming. Hello, Tsukuyomi. Welcome, welcome. Let's do humming time. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Bam. Talk for the thanks, mask. Sweet. Okay. What are we gonna hum? What are we gonna hum? The next one, I really held on to that one for a minute. Oh my gosh, I skipped. I'm breaking. Yeah, I'll do it. We can do it before. I'll do it. No, I should probably do. So you guys like your little sea shanties? I should do one of them. Okay. Okay, there you go. Alright. Um, no, that's the only redeem right now. Does anybody else have one? Or should I just run straight to the next story? Because if I do, I'll be more certain that we have time for 2 stories instead of just one more. Either way works. I'm happy to read or do stuff. We might actually finish these stories off before tomorrow. We're gonna know. You know what? I'll click through. Okay, so next one is Fawn. Scars. The namesake of the book. And oh, well, that looks to be it. There's a bunch of blank pages at the end. Why? It's weird. Okay, it'll be story. And I think we might be able to finish this off tonight. What am I gonna do tomorrow then? Jeez. Yeah, it's just Scars and Fawn. Oh boy. Okay. It's Fawn. Alright. Let's go. Let me see. Okay. It's the last 2 that are gonna be big. So Scars, the last one, is gonna be a toughie. It's gonna end tough. It's not gonna be a silly fun time. I think that was our last silly. The 4 Sky Thunder bundle is gonna be the last one that's silly. So brace yourselves. Trigger warning, very relevant. Oh, what the heck? That's some weirdness right there. Let's fix that. There you go. Okay. Here we go. Fine. Silas, now that you was learning Mad Etta's secrets, you got to help me make Winnie Bear all better. That be my friend Rufus First Rider talking, and Winnie Bear is his girlfriend. They live in a cabin Rufus built up on a hill about a quarter of a mile from our place. You're not late, Tetra. You're fine. I don't keep attendance. But settle in. You're just at the start of a story, so I'll reread that first sentence again, and you're set. Okay, so Silas, now that you is learning Mad Etta's secrets, you gotta help me make Winnie Bear all better. That be my friend Rufus First Rider talking, and Winnie Bear is his girlfriend. They live in a cabin Rufus built up on the hill about a quarter of a mile from our place. And this is where I wish we had a WP Kinsella fan wiki, because I'm pretty sure Winnie Bear is a different story that we had where she was really struggling. Something happened. You missed roll call. That's 2 weeks detention. Stop with this. No. Exact opposite. I don't take attendance. You are fine. You are fine. Don't be mean, Turt. Don't cause stress. Okay. If someone wants... Maybe one day I will reread these in my own time and start a fan wiki, but I've got a bajillion other things I need to do instead. Anyway, okay. Alright. And they live in a cabin about quarter mile from our place. Winnie Bear, in spite of what sure sound like an Indian name, be a white girl. Girls don't come no whiter than Winnie Bear. She be really tall and slim and have long blonde hair the color of a lemon milkshake. I heard her real name one time, but I forgot it. She called herself Winnie Bear after somebody in a story her daddy read to her when she was little. She pronounced her name like it was one word. It be a name that she take when she first come visit us for the summer with my cousin Pauline. You know, Mad Etta say she won't help Winnie Bear. Oh, okay. Dang it, there's gonna be an ad. We have to run an ad. I'm gonna run a 30-second ad, but none of you stress. I'm so sorry. I should have noticed. I didn't. Okay. Ad. I messed up. I saw the little alert yellow in the corner, and I'm like, oh no, I can't read. It's ad. I just started. It's not fair. But ad. The freaking ads. You do 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're free from ads now. We should be free from ads. You're running from the ads. You shouldn't have one anymore. But okay, here we go. So, she got that name when she first started visiting with cousin Pauline. I'm pretty sure this is a story that we have read, and it might have been the butterflies one actually. I don't know. But okay. You know Mad Etta say she won't help Winnie Bear no more, but I figure you can do it, Silas. Just a while ago, Mad Etta say to me that she like for me to be her assistant, and that she'll learn me all the secrets of be a doctor. I ain't done nothing so far but help Mad Etta make up a couple of medicine bags, I tell Rufus, who is 20 years old and a real close friend to me, so I sure would help him if I could. Rufus sure do love Winnie Bear. In one way, I am real happy for him, and in another, I am real sad. Winnie Bear been awful sick ever since she took some bad drugs of some kind when she still lived in the city. Yes, I remember this. Yes, and she came back and she was not good. She don't like be a girl who is 18. She be more like my littlest sister, Dolores, who was almost 7. As Rufus and me is walk along and talk, we take turns carrying a fawn we found. We was on our way out to cut some poplar logs, make a wall for a woodshed Rufus be building, when we all of a sudden scare off a fawn and its mother. As it run away, the fawn step in a hole in the ground, and I can hear its leg break as it falls. It be pretty scared, heart beating like the exhaust on a trail bike, but me and Rufus carry it back toward our cabins. We can't figure what to do with it except to take it to Mad Etta. Etta be sitting in her cabin on her tree trunk chair. You bringin' me a 4-legged Indian? She say, and she laugh and laugh, shake all over like a big sack of potatoes. It got a broke leg, Rufus say. We figure you could fix it. Rufus is small and got kind of a pinched face. His eyes be real close together and his hair grow out in all directions and fall all the time over his eyes. But like they say about some people, he got a good heart. Rufus still believed that Mad Etta could make his girlfriend good as new if she really wanted to. She did help her some, and he'd be grateful for that, but it don't stop him from keep asking for more help. Winnie Bear wasn't always as good as she is now. When Pauline bring her back from the city to keep the welfare from put her in the crazy place, she don't be able to talk or nothing, and Rufus and me have to feed her by pry open her mouth and poke food inside. I remember that. Oh. Mad Etta was away someplace when Pauline brought Winnie Bear home, and for a week or so we kept her at our place, and Rufus and me fed her and washed her face. Rufus he comb her hair real gentle and try put on her face some of the pretty things she liked, like blue eyeshadow and orange lipstick. We sure be glad to see Etta come back, and we ask her to quick fix up Winnie Bear and make her better again. I keep stumbling. Pauline say Winnie been showed to a bunch of white doctors, and they say there ain't nothing can be done for her. But we all know that Etta be better than white man doctors. Why, one time she brew medicine that caused my sister Ileana make a baby, even though she been taking them birth control pills. That was part of that whole trick that they pulled on Bob there. But anyway, okay. From about the time they was 12, Pauline and Winnie Bear spend their summers on the reserve, and Winnie and Rufus sort of been promised to each other, though I wonder sometimes if a white girl know what it mean to be promised to somebody. Winnie be a kind of funny girl, so smart in school, Pauline say, that she be a couple of grades ahead where she should be, but Winnie don't get along with her mother, and her daddy live way off in the east somewhere. That mother be glad to get rid of Winnie for the summers. She say Winnie be crazy like Indians. She should go live with them. At least that's what Pauline tell us. People around the reserve who don't know Winnie call her the butterfly girl. I knew it was butterflies, 'cause she liked to chase butterflies. She sure looked funny and tall and wobbly-kneed, run across the hills, chase those brown, white, and yellow butterflies with a net made from a pair of my mother's old panties. She'd fall down lots of times, but get up, look quick at her scrapes, and keep on going. Etta make me go down to the muskeg, get a bucket of green moss, while she boil up a bunch of roots and bark and stuff in a saucepan on her wood stove. She send Rufus out to get 2 long pieces of wood to make for splints. Then she hold a medicine bag, smell like burning eggshells, against the fawn's nose, and pretty soon it go to sleep. First she wrapped the broken leg in moss, put a board on each side, then wrap it up tight with pieces of an old shirt of mine that been soaked in the stuff she cook on the stove. Stuff that be thick and black and look like an oil change down to the Texaco garage at Hobama. It remind me some of the way she used to doctor Winnie Bear. She cut off the hair on top of her head and rub on what she say be bear grease and juice from sting nettles. But Mad Etta always joke a lot, so we never sure if what she tells us is right. Medicine men never tell their secrets to no one. That be the first thing Mad Etta teach me when she make me her assistant. In a week or so, Winnie Bear be able to do a couple of things by herself. She still look far away a lot of the time, but her eyes that at first look like they've been painted on her face with blue paint sort of get back some of their life. Etta make her drink lots of things that she cook up for her. All across one wall of her cabin, Etta got shelves lined up with different colored tobacco tins. And some of them are leaves and roots, others got porcupine quills, pig bristles, and a whole lots of them have things I don't recognize that smell scary and look worse. The spring before Winnie gets sick, we been help Rufus build his cabin up on the hill, 'cause he figure when Winnie Bear come for the summer, she going to stay and live with him, maybe even get married. I sure worry about that some, because the last summer they was here, Pauline and Winnie be growed up some and not near so impressed and hang around with us guys as they had been. They used to go out on the highway, hitchhike rides up to Wetaskiwin and run around with white guys there. Guys who got cars and money for beer, cigarettes, and Chinese food. Sometimes they don't get home until morning, and I can see Rufus ain't very happy, but he figure anyway that if he build that nice cabin, Winnie Bear like it so much that she stay with him. Anyway, after about a month of doctoring, Winnie Bear start to talk again, and pretty soon she be well enough to do a lot for herself. Soon as she sees Winnie Bear is okay, Pauline, she take off for the city. Some people say they seen her around the bars in Edmonton, make lots of parties and mess around, mainly with white men. Rufus built his cabin from logs he cut down himself, and it looked pretty good. Things like windows and doors and stuff for finish up the side we get by what we call creative borrowing. Oh boy. That is, we borrow Blind Louis Coyote pickup truck and cruise around the construction sites up around Wetaskiwin and help ourselves to whatever been left lay around. Well, alrighty, thieves. Etta sure do a good job on that fawn's leg. In a couple of hours it be able to move around some. Etta say we should keep it off its feet for a few days. Somebody get out a baby bottle, and all the kids come around and take turns feed it milk, especially Winnie Bear. She sit right down on the floor, hold it in her arms, and feed it like a baby. Winnie and the kids around the reserve get along real good. She play with them all the time, and she laugh a lot, just like she done the first years she was here. The last, while she had Rufus make her up a butterfly net, and she been out chasing buffaloes again. The last while she had Rufus make her up. Okay. I guess her being a little girl in her head don't stop her body from having feelings like a woman. At least Rufus say it don't. After Mad Etta doctor on Winnie for about 3 months, Rufus, he be able to move her into his cabin. We have a big party for them. Everybody give things for their house, and old Red Raven play the fiddle, and everybody, even Winnie Bear, is dance around some. She loved Rufus a lot, I think, and they seem to get along pretty good, except that Rufus would still like for Mad Etta to make Winnie all the way better, and he say he never gonna stop trying to do that, 'cause he love her so much. It sure surprised me that after she get Winnie Bear part way fixed up, Etta stop work on her, and say she done all she can. Rufus begged her to keep on, but she just turned her big buffalo back on him and refused to speak about it. I figure that what I gonna do is learn all I can from Mad Etta, and then one day I be able to cure Winnie Bear. This last week or so I been help Rufus and Winnie fix up their cabin some. Mainly Rufus. Winnie try to help, but she mostly make a mess. One time she dropped her cheese sandwich in the paint, and we all laugh until we cry some, and she hug Rufus's neck and tell him she love him a lot because he not get mad at her. This afternoon Rufus went down to Hobama to buy some weather strip. Winnie and I be painting the ends of the logs on their cabin when Rufus get home. We paint the little round ends, one red, one yellow, one red again. Winnie laughed a lot, and I bet she got more paint on her jeans than on the cabin. Yellow be her favorite color. Mad Etta took the splint off the fawn's leg today, Rufus is say. That leg was healed up good as new. Boy, that fawn was gone off into the bush in nothing flat. That Mad Etta sure be one good medicine doctor most of the time. The end. Ooh, that one's tough. That one's sad. Oh gosh. The brain's a hard one to fix, guy. It very likely was all Mad Etta could do, but I don't know. Jeez. Ah. Okay. Well, that was Fawn. The next and final story in this book is Scars. Hey! It's called Scars. No wonder. But... ooh. Oh boy, this should be interesting. Anyway. Okay. The next one's already, from the first little skim, gonna be one that touches on big, tough things. So, let's take a break. Let's do something else. I'm gonna do kalimba for a minute before the next story. Let's get a big shake, because it's gonna be a real tough one once we get there. Oh boy. I have a feeling, at least. And he does usually hit us with the most intense stories at the end. Here we go. Let's do another song. Oh. I'm gonna try that again. I don't know why that didn't. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm all over. We're gonna try this again. Ah, Sour Never. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Drop some dance emojis. Thank you for joining us. We have a little tradition to do some dance emojis. I'm gonna do this. The weird little Pepe. But welcome. Thank you. Okay, try again. My brain is 5 different places, I think. I messed up the little end. I got stumbling, but mostly good. Gotta keep practicing, Raven. We'll get there. Okay. But yeah, welcome. Look at those little dance. I like those little guys. Dancing in your blankies is so cute. Okay, singing frog. More musically. I like it. I like it. I need to touch up the singing frog emote. I know. I just don't want to deal with it. Come here, frog. Here we go. Here we go. there was our singing frog. Good little wooden boy. Okay, now I'm gonna move the mic before we do dice, so I'll mute it so that it doesn't make any angry sounds, because this mic kind of does that now. Alright, here we go. Okay, dice. I'm not gonna be able to save that. Last roll. I'll move it back now. I had to mute again, and yeah, I'll rescue that die another time. We're not doing that now. It'll take me forever. But okay, guys, our last story of the night. Scars. Here we go. Oh boy. I'm scared. I'm scared what they're gonna do in this one. It's always something big. Let's see. Oh boy. It is Miss Waits, an old-time teacher from the residential school, who stir up the trouble because Mary Snakeskin want to register her dead daughter Rebecca when the school starts in the fall. I don't know what that means. No, she's just leaving it to die. Yeah, it'll just keep on dying because it's already a die. But fine, okay, I'll do this, even though I've already started the story. Haha. I'm ha. Okay. It may be now left to die. I'm trying one more time. Okay, I got it. And my floor is dirtier because it came out from a hiding place. Ugh, I gotta clean up. Yeah. Got dust everywhere. I did this for you, Tetra. And sealed. All the dice are together again. There you go. Just for you. Okay. Back to scars. Alright. But yeah, it is Miss Waits, an old-time teacher from the residential school. If you don't know what that is, they stole the native kids, and they put them in a school, and they did terrible things most of the time, but they said that they were just teaching them. And even if they were not doing the terrible things, they were forbidding them from speaking their native languages, forbidding them to do that, making sure they did their best to be good little fake white people, good little Christians, because they were always very Catholic too, usually. Fun times. Anyway, moving on. These lasted for a long time too. So, it's her who wants to register her dead daughter when the school starts in the fall. Mary Snakeskin, I mean. And Miss Waits is the teacher. Miss Waits is slim and tiny with a gray face and short gray hair. She always wear black glasses and been teach the grade 3 class for must be 30 years or more. I remember Ma telling me about the time maybe 20 years ago when Miss Waits be awful sick. It was the middle of the winter and the roads was all drifted 4 feet deep. They have a phone at the residential school but can't get a doctor onto the reserve. When everybody figured for sure Miss Waits is dying, one of the young priests come down to Hobama for Mad Etta. They find her at our cabin, and Ma go along with her. Ma say that Mad Etta walk in front of her and the priest and clear the road just like a snowplow. The young priest joke that they should put a blue light on top of Mad Etta and rent her to the country. When they get to where Miss Waits is, Ma say her face is kind of a bruised blue color, and her breath sound like somebody slow sawing a board. The priest got some candle burning, and Etta fast cooked the blade of her hunting knife in the flame from one of them, then stabbed the blade right into Miss Waits' throat. While she got the knife in, she twist it some to make a hole. She make a lot of mess with blood, Ma say, but in a few minutes Miss Waits be breathing good and some human color come back into her face. Etta stay with her for 2 days until the white doctor from Wetaskiwin can get through the roads. When he get there, he say he couldn't have done a better job in an operating room in a hospital. Good for Etta. Miss Waits and Mad Etta been friends ever since. Don't you remember that your daughter died? Miss Waits come right out and ask Mary Snakeskin at that school registration. Oof. Oh no, Mary say back and smile real bright. That's not right at all. That was just a very bad dream I had. She looked kind of puzzled for a minute before she go on. Surprised me that you even know about it. I never tell my dreams to nobody. Okay, so Mary Snakeskin is not quite with it. All right. Well, they say Miss Waits's eyebrows make it right up to her hairline. And she call in the principal, Mr. Gordner, a couple of priests from the Catholic Church, and she say if things don't get straightened around in a hurry, she call in the Indian Affairs people who always hang around on the edge of everything like coyotes look for free food. But Mary just be polite, smile pretty, and say she want to register for school her daughter Rebecca. Her daughter been dead since last year at Indian summertime. I was there when it happened. Me and my friend Frank Fencepost was ride our horses down the trail from Blue Quills Hall toward Rat Lake. Rat Lake ain't much of a lake. It got muskeg around it on 3 sides and a stand of birch and tall grass on the 4th. The Indian summer sun make me sweat and the air smell like it been washed clean. There don't be any flies or mosquitoes or dust, and I can smell the horses and hear the crunch their feet make in the leaves. When we get near the lake, we can hear kids laugh and squeal. I can tell by the sound that some of them be swimming on the other side of the bulrushes. Probably my littlest sister Dolores and some of her friends. The lake all of a sudden got bigger a few years ago, spilled right over into a stand of poplar trees. The trees is dead now and stand smooth gray against the sky like permanent forked lightning. When the kids shriek few crows lift up in the air like they've been tossed by a juggler. I'm riding an old horse with hooves must weigh 50 pounds each, but Frank got a horse that danced sideways all the time. And at the sound of the kids, it gets excited and kick its feet until it get one back one caught in a stirrup. It dance around on 3 legs. Frank looked back and say, "Hey, if you want to get on, I'll get off." About the time we got the horse untangled and calmed down, my sister, Dolores, and a couple other little girls come run up from the edge of Rat Lake. Their bodies are about the same color as the grass, and little drops of water sit on their arms and waters like beads. Arms and shoulders like beads. Their hair is flat against their heads, and none of them going to need the top half of their bathing suits for at least 5 years. So they're all very young. We is ready to make jokes and tease them some, until Dolores grabbed my hand and pulled me toward the lake. "Rebecca's gone," they say. "When we heard the horses coming, we hide it under the water," Dolores say. "After a while, the rest of us come up, but Rebecca don't." "Maybe she's hiding just to scare you," say Frank. "No, it's been a long time." "Oh, we think she drowned." They say drowned dead, 'cause they're just littles. Tonight's splitting headache was not managed to go away, so I think I'm gonna go lay down and hope for the best. Oh, sorry, Fat. If you want, I can send you a raid suggestion. That would be lovely, but no requirements. Just look after yourself, okay, Fat? Take care. Sorry you have the migraine stuffs. Cookster. Okay, sounds good. That was one that you recommended when we had like a list, and I didn't pick that one because we had other ones at first. I remember. We need to go to Cookster. Okay. The girls with Dolores are sisters, Jenny and Helen Bottle. Rebecca must be Mary Snakeskin's little girl. We don't know what to do for sure. We stand and look out at the lake. It seemed to all of a sudden get quieter than it ever been before. I don't swim, but Frank, he get undressed right down to his shorts and go in the water. The girls show him the last place they seen Rebecca, and he dived down there a couple of times, but can't find anything. Finally, we all head back to town. I got Dolores in front of me and Jenny Bottle behind. The other little girl, Helen, ride with Frank. All 3 girls is crying. We sure hate to leave the lake all alone in case Rebecca turn up, but really, we know that there ain't no chance. Soon as we get down to Hobama, we tell around what happened and send Mad Etta over to Mary Snakeskin's cabin and tell her the bad news. Mary make a terrible fuss, scream and yell and call down bad names on everybody. Mary is about 30, kind of round all over, keep her hair in braids and wear a buckskin shirt and moccasins she make herself. She work at the hockey arena in the concession booth and sell tickets, and make a real nice home for her and Rebecca. Her husband was a bad dude who went off to rodeo one summer and never come back. Somebody say he down around Glitchin, and live with a pagan, P-E-I-G-A-N. I don't know that one. A pagan girl there. We all lift a rowboat up on the back of Louis Coyote's pickup truck, and we haul it out to Rat Lake. People line up cars along the shore with the lights shine out over the water. It get cold in the night. The air be sharp as broken glass, and the moon hang bright as a street light above the lake. We ain't got no proper stuff to drag the lake with. RCMP say if we don't find the body in a couple of days, they loan us theirs. On each end of the rowboat we got a torch burn, and the light break up on the water just like somebody tossed a handful of copper coins. Mad Etta bin have to look after Mary Snakeskin at the same time brew up some medicine. Close to morning we take Etta out on the boat. She sit at the front, and about 4 of us guys sit at the back to balance the weight. The water is lap over the edge of the boat. "Sure hope you don't gain no weight while we're out here," say Frank Fence Post. Shut up, Frank. "We's about 1 pound away from all of us sinking. If this here boat sink, you just hang on to Etta. Etta be big enough she make an island." And she laugh and laugh, because she said that herself. Laugh and laugh, make water splash in on my feet. It is a sad laugh, even though she tried to joke and carry off over the muskeg for miles in the cold air. Yeah, shut up, Frank. Etta take a medicine bag full of stuff she brewed up and floated off from the front of the boat near the spot where the girls last seen Rebecca. The sky glow a little off in the east, and the water be the cold color of a blackboard. We is all tired and cold and quiet. Then there is this awful sound, like a boot makes stepping out of the mud, and Rebecca Snakeskin's body float to the surface. Her mother scream on the shore, and it take a couple of us guys to hold her from throw herself into the lake. It seemed like an awful thing to say, but it would have been better if it was one of the Bottle girls that died. Annie Bottle and about 9 kids lived poor as coyotes with a mean husband. Rebecca Snakeskin was Mary's only child. The funeral be a bad scene too, and after it for about 3 weeks, Mary Snakeskin don't come out of her cabin. Everybody try to be nice on her, but she hardly talked to anybody, and when she do, she blame them for kill her little girl. Sad people say a lot more than they mean, say Mad Etta, and shrug her buffalo big shoulders. She'll come around. After a while, people go about their own business and leave Mary alone. Everybody got their own troubles. Nobody paid any attention when it first started, but Jenny Bottle make some calls on Mrs. Snakeskin. I don't know why she done it. Maybe just because she have a good heart. Jenny is, I guess, 8 years old, skinny with a pinched face, but tough as red willow. Her eyes is close together and her skin tight on her bones, not the least bit like Rebecca, who was short and round like her mama. Jenny began to spend a lot of time with Mary Snakeskin, and everybody who see what is happening say that it is a good thing. She stay overnight at Mary's cabin and walk down to Hobama General Store to buy groceries for her. When the hockey season get going strong, Mary go back to her job. Everybody is some happy for her. It is only then, though, that people learn about the funny way she see the world. She all the time talked to the other ladies at the concession stand about her little girl Rebecca as though she was alive, and one night when Jenny Bottle come to see her at work, Mary call her Rebecca and talk to Jenny like she was her dead daughter. Pretty soon Jenny start to live in with Mary full time. Jenny start to grow a little meat on her bones, and Mary buy her some warm clothes for the winter like she never had before. Etta always liked to keep a jump or two ahead of any trouble in the reserve, so she'd take me along over to Annie Bottle's place one summer afternoon. Fred Bottle is off in jail for a month or so this be one of the better times for Annie. Her cabin smell of grease and moldy things, and there be a whole bunch of kids sit around on a mattress that lay in the corner on her floor. Hello, Chronix. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. We need to drop some dances. Come on, dances. Where are my frog emotes? Dang it. So rude. I'm not seeing the classic ones. Well, how about we do this? Alien dance. Dance. We do a quick little dance emote whenever somebody's new, but I think everybody's kind of eepy right now. Everybody's slow to say anything. Okay. Boop, boop. Oh, come on. There's a dancey dance. Okay. Etta talk about small things. Look at a couple of kids that Annie say been sick, and she say she'll bring over some stuff to cure their ringworm. So what do you hear from Jenny? She finally say. Annie mumbles something in Cree that I can't make out. She raise up her eyes that are tiny and dull. I'm glad she got a better place, she say. Annie got a bad scar all the way from her ear to the corner of her nose on the left side. See, when they said scars, I was expecting it to be about that teacher that had the scar in her throat from Mad Etta giving her some help. I assume there's a scar, but now we're talking about Annie's? Okay. She got a bad scar all the way from her ear to the corner of her nose on the left side. I hear tell that Fred Bottle bust a plate on her face one time when he was drunk. Annie looked like people been beating on her all her life. Seeing Annie Bottle live the way she do is the reason I believe in a heaven of some kind. There gotta be a better place than Hobama for people like Annie after they die. I'm glad she got a better place is the only words Annie speak of her daughter. On the way back, Etta say, so who's it doing any harm to? Little Rebecca's dead, but if Mary want to get a new kid to take her place and call her Rebecca, then what's the harm? Well, Mad Etta, I would say, poor little fake Rebecca's psyche? She has a different identity. She's aware that she was there, and she probably blames herself for the death. Like, I feel like that we need to be giving her all the therapy, but okay. Hey, I'm your assistant, remember? You don't have to convince me. It's white peoples who think that what's going on is funny. I just want to make sure that she's okay. Like, geez, okay, fine. Most everything in the world is funny if you look at it from the right angle, say Etta. True. Seem to me everybody be getting along okay, and they stay that way, unless white peoples come along to mess it up. Etta, I guess, know that it just be a matter of time. It be just a month or so later that Mary Snakeskin tried to register Jenny in the grade 3 class. Mary pretend that Miss Waits don't bother her none. Guess maybe it ain't pretend. Mary's face is clear and round, so smooth and shiny it could be waxed like the hardwood floor at Blue Quills Hall. Her and Jenny go everywhere together. It is pretty easy to tell by the look on her face that what Mary see when she look at Jenny Bottle is not the frail-shouldered little girl in front of her, but her own dead daughter who liked to dance in front of people and had a laugh bright as sunlight on water. What we like to do is keep Indian Affairs Department far away from this whole scene. Wouldn't matter a bit to them if Mary and Jenny was happy or not. What they worry about is all the rules they got written down in black books in their offices. Indians might as well be cords of stovewood the way the government figure. Talk around the reserve is that if Indian Affairs get involved, they take Jenny away from Mary Snakeskin, get a judge to say Jenny have to go in a home for kids someplace away from the reserve, and maybe Mary have to go in the place for crazy people down at Ponoka. Well, if Jenny had to get removed from there and not get sent back to her mom, then I would imagine all of her kids would have to leave, but I don't know. Anyway, okay. I think it about time we walk up there to the school and talk with Miss Waits, say Etta. It gotta be a mile or more up to the school, and what Etta mean by walk is from her cabin to Blind Louis Coyote's pickup truck, which she expect me to borrow and also get some friends to help load and unload her. I get the truck and my friends Frank Fence Post and Rufus First Rider, put her chair up in the back, then one pull while two of us push Mad Etta up the door from One Wound's outhouse, which is what we always go to use for a ramp. What do you figure makes Mary the way she is, I ask. Aw, no worry. Hey, I'm not gonna blame any of you about any of that. I expect everybody to be having money troubles, honestly. The world is not smooth sailing right now. So, no, don't worry. But hey, hi Scooby Bobby, it's all good. Come get comfy. Just get snuggled in. Happy to have you. Okay. What do you figure makes Mary the way she is? I ask. Grief have different effect on different people, Etta say. Some people show their scars, some cover them up, and on some people scars don't take. That's it. Yeah, there you go. Exactly the same. Thank you, Cage. Okay. I remember once after a thunderstorm, I say, me and Ileana and Joseph, we went outside and picked up damp rose petals. We stuck them to our faces, and they dried there. Look like scars. But it don't seem to me that Etta is listening. If you was medicine man, Silas, how would you handle this? Etta say to me as we tramp up the long path to the teacher's apartment block of the residential school. I tell the truth. I tell Miss Waits how what happened makes Mary a happy person again, and how Jenny got a better home than she ever have before, and how it is kind of make-believe that hurt no one. How do you think that go over with Miss Waits? White peoples don't take no stock in make-believe. They'd have to fill out government forms before they could have a vision. Then what? Maybe you could threaten to cast some bad medicine on her? Etta shake her head. We could get Frank to dress up with war paint and a mask and scare her. Even I know that ain't much of an idea. Etta shake her big buffalo head again. Why do you always want to be smarter than me? I say. So what is it you gonna do? When nothing else works, say Etta, you call in old debts. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I don't know why it didn't work, but hey, that's some pretty good riz. Why did I expect it to be shaking her big buffalo butt? Not once did they say butt. Every time it's been big buffalo shoulders. He's been saying that. Big buffalo shoulders or head. I don't know why head. But yeah. Oh, 7. You had good riz. There you go, Scooby. You had good riz. Run with that. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. Miss Waits cook up some tea for us. Highly irregular is how Miss Waits described the situation. Would it really hurt your record so much, say Etta? Them girls was about the same age. Then she explained how Jenny got it better than she ever had in her life, and how Mary's pretending don't hurt no one. Well, did Jenny already go through this grade? 'Cause that might be unfortunate for her, but anyway. Highly irregular, Miss Waits say again. You let Indian Affairs in on this yet? No, say Miss Waits, and Etta make a sigh that just about blow over some of the little glass animals on the coffee table. Etta don't argue no more, and it seemed like she given up. They have tea and get to talk about Miss Waits' health. Remember the time I knifed you, Etta say? I'd have got 90 days in the Hooskow if I'd done it at the Alice Hotel, and she laugh and laugh. Hooskow. I don't know why I mixed up the Hooskow. Miss Waits put her hand to her throat, what be covered with a high-necked white blouse. Yeah, she covered her scar. You saved my life, Etta. Kind of give you a second chance. Yes. Was figuring maybe you wouldn't mind seeing somebody else get a second chance. Even though you don't understand the why of it, maybe you could just sort of trust an old friend? Etta smile at her, but it is a serious smile, as she pile about 5 spoons of sugar in her tea. I start community college tomorrow, so I gotta go, but I'm happy I stopped by. That's so great! Scooby Bobby, enjoy college. Yes, go eat, take care, get ready for the day tomorrow. Heck yeah, heckin' yeah! Okay. Alright, focus. Do you really believe that things are best left alone? Say Miss Waits, looking at Etta right in the eye, but still touch her neck. Etta nod her huge head up and down. Aw, Scooby, we love you too. No, you tucked in. Oh, sweet. Okay. Alright. You know, there's not much I can do now. After all, the wheels have been started in motion. There are other people involved. ... Her voice trailed off for a minute. She fingered her neck again and smiled kind of sad. Of course, I am getting old. I suppose I could have made a mistake. If you was to fill out the right forms. You know as well as I do, Etta, that those little... Those little Indian girls all look alike. Miss Waits take the teapot, which is all wrapped up in a bright blanket like a baby in a crib, and fill our cups again. It looked to me like from here on it going to be mostly downhill. I think he means that it's going to be easy, instead of it's all going to get worse from here, but I don't know. So, it looks like, probably, it's all sorted. But the end, and the end of the book, well, that was Scars. The story and the book by W.P. Kinsella. W.P. Kinsella. Oh, boy. how was that? Wow. Okay. I hope you guys liked that one. I liked it for the most part, but I gotta say the theme on the children danger and replacement, it was a interesting theme. Um yeah. Hmm. You all know that I had to, or everybody that was in that stream knows that I didn't particularly like the way that they described the one story. But yeah, despite the rocky patch you described, it was a nice wrap up from what I absorbed anyway. Really need to fix my body sleep. Yes, let's go all eep. Let's all go fix our body sleep right now. But yeah, I think that, we don't always get a solidly happy ending with these. And this sounds like, hey, a white person in a place, an institution that is definitely overall bad. It's a good person. We're friends with them. They're generally good. If our medicine lady likes them, it's probably a good time with them. And she's deciding, yeah, I'll let you guys have your ways. If it's not hurting nobody, I won't cause any problems. I like it. So, I think that that's probably the happiest end we're going to get to one of these books, because the books always end, the stories can end well, but the books end dramatically. So this one, honestly, I would have expected him to swap this story with the Black Wampum for the last story in the order of his stories. But he did that. He did that good. Not that it matters too much at the moment, but I think your model froze. She did. Look at that. Oh, what a bitch. I'm not going to say it. There she is. There we go. I'm here. I see me. I fully did freeze, but now I'm here. Alright, let's go to Cookster. Let's raid out. It's a little bit early, but you know what? We need eeps. We had... What a bitch. Exactly. And we're not going to say it, because I'm not going to be that mean to neither myself or in general. I don't particularly like the word. I like bish, my girl, bish. But that's it. Cook, stir. There you are. There you are. Alrighty. Wow. She's got some impressive rigging with the hand moving and stuff. Ah, okay. Here we go. Let's get those messages going. And let's do the end time. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate all our new subs. And oh my gosh, last stream, but still, a freaking K, 1,000 people. I am feeling very loved and lucky and all of that. So thank you very much, everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh, my brain's a little too tired to really think on things, but yeah. And let's copy our Cozy Frau grades. Stop moving. I hate when it does this. I'm not trying to scroll, I'm trying to copy. The mouse movement is because I'm trying to copy. Okay. Let's go ahead and raid. I hope everybody eats well, takes care, or has a good day, whatever it is. I will be on tomorrow, assumedly 2 streams. I don't know what I'll do for the later stream, but I'll at least do my origami hand cam, and we'll figure something out for the evening. And then that'll be it for the week, but thank you, everybody. Alright, here we go. Dropping a raid chat, and raiding. Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Raid, raid, raid. Alrighty.